Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Chickenz here, back again with the Animal Crossing video. So in today's video, we'll be redesigning my cafe. So if you watch one of my older videos, I made a cafe in there. Back where my flower garden is now, but I wanted to move it over here and just redesign the entire thing, just because I felt I didn't look like how I really wanted to. It was up to my standards, so I felt like moving it here and redesigning the entire thing. So first things first, starting off here, I had to lay down the flooring, clear the area. So I just went with the dark wood flooring like I did in the old one. Alright, so after that, it's time to choose my fencing. So the fencing I went with here was the corral fencing instead of the lattice fencing. So I went with corral just because I felt like it matched like the whole color theme here a little bit better. Then also my marketplace down the stairs there, I do have corral fencing in my marketplace, so I felt like it made the area flow a little bit better. So I actually stopped my fencing halfway through to instead go with simple panels to act as a wall here. So one trick I did use here was to add a changing locker room with the color brown here, just to act as a pillar in between my simple panels, because if you put you can't really put them like in a 90-degree angle with each other because it looks kind of weird. So I decided to use that instead, just to act as a pillar, and then to continue on my countertop over there. So I just went with the copper simple panel with the little wood design in between. And also found some QR codes with some like bakery items on there, so I decided to put those on there as well. So working off my back wall and into the cafe, I wanted to have a countertop where like a little bar area where people can get like their coffee and just sit there. So I decided to go with fireplaces first here, but I do end up changing this a little bit later. And then in front of my side countertop, I do add a simple panel, the menu QR code design on there as well. And continuing on to the front, I do add my fireplaces in the front there as well. So to replace the fireplaces on the side counter, I do ended up going with the green stalls as a final design choice here. I felt it looked a little bit better and helped continue the wall a little bit better I had going over there. And then after that, I did have to rearrange some stuff over, so I had to move everything like one space over just so it fit a little bit more compactly in between. Alright, so after that, I wanted to continue my side countertop over here to the right, so I do add another fireplace there. And then next to that, for right now, I do add a ironwood kitchen set, but I do end up changing that a little bit later as well. Alright, so continuing on, I had to add some items to my side counter over here. So the items I went with were the stand mixer as well as the coffee grinder. And then I do end up moving my ironwood kitchenette over to that left corner over there. And then next to my right counter, I do add a brick wood oven there, and then I also added a wooden mini table with a coffee machine on top of it. Alright, so off to the left over here, I did add 3 wooden stools with the dark brown coloring as well with a green stable pattern on top. So I just went with green just so it can match the stalls over there. And I also had them alternating from a dark green and a lighter green just so I have a little color variety over there as well. Then I do end up adding my turtle cashier towards the left over there on top of the table. And then in the middle, I do add a podium with a mom's homemade cake to put in the center of my little cafe corner over here. And then finally, the last thing I did over here is add a cafe uniform off to the left to be my other cashier. And then finally, to bridge the gap between the two fireplaces I had over there, I do end up adding a menu chalkboard in between. Alright, so with the cafe countertop done, the first thing I had to do was go to the front and add my cafe sign with my Brewster logo on there. And then now it's time to work on the seating area, so I decided to go with the natural garden tables as well as the natural garden chairs, just the dark oak variety. And I also added some coffee cups and some mugs all around the stalls as well. So for the seating area, I went with 3 tables in total. I went with 2 of the natural garden tables, just the regular one. I also ended up adding 1 of the natural square garden tables, just so I had a little smaller area where people could sit at as well. And then over in this corner here next to the seating area as well as in front of the countertop, I do add a rattan waste bin there, as well as a podium with a cream and sugar on top. Alright, so now it is time to work on this upper left area here next to the entrance. This kind of took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do up here. And I'm still really not happy with the result, but I just went with it anyways. So I do end up going with a fireplace in the middle there with the stack machine in the top middle there as well. And then after that, I do end up adding some iron hanger stands to put in between those tables there. And in the center area with that fireplace there, I do end up adding a tissue box as well as a kettle on top of there. And then next to the snack machine, I do end up adding a water cooler there as well. And then to finish things off, I do end up going with a cocoa tree in that corner over there, just to add some greenery to my cafe. But after that, I was done with my cafe redesign here. I'm really happy with how this turned out, way better than my last cafe design. So this kind of took me a really long time to build. It took me a couple hours just figuring things out. But I'll do my usual walkthrough here. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.